Have you ever felt like your life is falling apart? But somehow, deep inside, you feel like something bigger is about to happen? Doors start closing. People begin leading your life. Things that once excited you suddenly feel meaningless. And you start asking yourself a dangerous question. What is happening to my life? But what if I told you something shocking? Before every major life transformation, before every breakthrough, before every powerful new chapter, there are always silent signs. Most people misunderstand these signs. They panic. They resist. They try to return to their old life. But the few people who recognize these signs are the ones who step into a completely new destiny. Today, we are revealing 9 silent signs your life is about to change forever. And if even 3 of these signs are happening in your life right now, then your next chapter might be closer than you think. Let's begin. Sign 1. You start feeling disconnected from your old life. One of the first silent signs of transformation is disconnection. Suddenly, the things you used to enjoy no longer excite you. The conversations that once entertained you now feel empty. Places that once felt comfortable now feel strange. You may even feel disconnected from people you have known for years. And this can be scary, because it feels like you are losing your identity. But what is really happening is something deeper. Your mind, your awareness, your purpose, is beginning to outgrow your current environment. Transformation often begins with outgrowing the life you once loved. It is uncomfortable, but it is also necessary, because a new life cannot begin until the old one starts fading away. Sign 2. You experience unexpected loss. Another painful sign of transformation is loss. Sometimes people leave, opportunities disappear, plans collapse, and you wonder why life is suddenly removing things from you. But here is a truth many people only understand years later. Sometimes life removes what you are holding, because your hands need to be free to receive something greater. Loss can feel like punishment, but often it is preparation. Many of the most successful people in the world experience major losses right before their biggest breakthroughs. What felt like destruction was actually redirection. Sign 3. You begin questioning everything. Another silent sign of transformation is deep questioning. Suddenly you begin asking yourself questions you never asked before. Questions like, why am I living this life? Is this really what I want? Am I fulfilling my purpose? What if there is something more? These questions can shake your entire identity. But questioning is not weakness. It is awakening. Every meaningful life transformation begins with a moment of deep self-reflection. Because the moment you start questioning your life is the moment you begin taking control of it. Sign 4. You feel alone even around people. Another sign that your life is shifting is a strange sense of loneliness. You can be surrounded by friends, family, or even crowds, yet you feel deeply alone. This does not always mean people have abandoned you. Sometimes it means your mind is evolving faster than your environment. You begin thinking differently, seeing life differently, understanding things others do not yet see, and that creates distance. But this stage is temporary, because every transformation first requires a season of solitude. It is in silence, in reflection, in isolation, that the strongest versions of ourselves are formed. Sign 5. Your intuition becomes stronger. Another powerful sign is that your intuition becomes louder. You begin sensing things before they happen. You feel strong inner signals about decisions. You become more aware of people's intentions. And sometimes you just know something without knowing how. This happens because transformation often sharpens your inner awareness. You begin listening less to noise and more to your inner voice. And that voice is often guiding you toward your next chapter. Sign 6. You feel uncomfortable with mediocrity. Another sign your life is about to change is that you begin rejecting mediocrity. Things you once tolerated suddenly feel unacceptable. You begin wanting more from life, more growth, more meaning, more purpose. And sometimes this makes people around you uncomfortable, because growth often challenges the comfort of others. But this hunger for more is not arrogance. It is evolution. Your mind is expanding, and once your mind expands, it cannot return to its old size. Sign 7. You experience emotional turbulence. Before transformation, many people go through a period of emotional intensity. You may feel confused, frustrated, overwhelmed, or uncertain. One day you feel hopeful, the next day you feel lost. But emotional turbulence often happens when your mind is reorganizing your life. Old beliefs are breaking, new perspectives are forming, and during that process, everything can feel chaotic. But chaos is sometimes the birthplace of clarity. Sign 8. new opportunities begin appearing. After a period of confusion, something interesting begins to happen. New doors appear. Unexpected ideas come to your mind. New people enter your life. You discover interests you never had before. It may start small, but slowly, new possibilities begin forming around you. And this is one of the most beautiful signs of transformation. Because once you begin evolving, life begins presenting new pathways that match your growth. Sign 9. You feel a strong inner push to change. The final sign is perhaps the most powerful. You feel an inner pressure to change your life. You can no longer ignore it. You start thinking about new goals, new dreams, new directions, and something inside you refuses to stay the same. That inner push is often the beginning of your next chapter, because transformation always begins inside, long before it becomes visible outside. Final wisdom: life transformation rarely arrives with loud announcements. It begins quietly, through discomfort, through confusion, through questions. But if you pay attention, those silent moments are often the beginning of your greatest chapter. The people who change their lives are not the ones who avoid these moments. They are the ones who recognize them. So if you are experiencing some of these signs right now, do not panic, do not run, do not return to the past. Because you might not be losing your life. You might be entering a completely new one. Before you go, I want to ask you something. Which of these signs are you experiencing right now? Or maybe even more? Write it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else who is going through the same transformation. And if this wisdom helped you see your life differently, subscribe to Wisdom Bank for more powerful lessons that can change the way you see the world. Because sometimes, one piece of wisdom can change an entire life.